I'm gonna do a little nutrient nugget here from a book that I found when I was on my recent trip to Seattle. I went to the Bastyr University campus, I went to their little bookstore, and I found a couple of books that just reached out to me, and I've never really read too much about this kind of stuff, but it was interesting and I want to share it with you guys. So it's from this little book here called How to Eat by, and I'm gonna butcher this, but it's something like Thich Nhat Hanh or Thich Nhat Hanh or something like that. And he is a 90-year-old Vietnamese Buddhist monk. And I'm not super into Buddhism. I really like Buddhism, but whether you're into it or not, these lessons I think are really important. It's this idea of mindfulness. So he has a few different books about this particular type of thing, how to eat, how to love, how to relax. I picked up a few of these books and I really like them. So I wanted to read a couple little parts here for you. Okay, so let's get cozy and read this stuff. So I think mindfulness is important when we're eating, especially for people like me, people like you maybe as well. It helps connect us with what we're eating instead of making it just be something like, let's just eat this thing. We actually use our thoughts and our feelings to connect to it more instead of just slogging through it and pretending like it doesn't matter, because I think it really does. So just a few ideas maybe might be interesting to you. So on page 8, he has this little section called Mindful Eating. He says, to cultivate mindfulness, we can do the same things we always do: walking, sitting, working, eating, so on, with mindful awareness of what we're doing. When we're eating, we know that we are eating. When we open a door, we know that we're opening a door. Our mind is with our actions. When you put a piece of fruit into your mouth, all you need is a little bit of mindfulness to be aware. I am putting a piece of apple in my mouth. Your mind doesn't need to be somewhere else. If you're thinking of work while you chew, that's not eating mindfully. When you pay attention to the apple, that is mindfulness. Then you can look more deeply, and in just a very short time, you will see the apple seed, the beautiful orchard, and the sky, the farmer, the picker, and so on. A lot of work is in that apple. And I'm just going to read another couple sections for you. Maybe they'll just spur some ideas in your head the way they did mine. I actually started to read this while I was having some breakfast a few days in a row, and I really liked the way that it made me think of, and while I was reading a book while I was eating, and that's not perfectly mindful, I suppose, but it did help me to sort of think while I was eating. So the next section is Nothing Comes from Nothing. With just a little bit of mindfulness, you can truly see where your bread comes from. It does not come from nothing. Bread comes from the wheat fields, from hard work, and from the baker, the supplier, and the seller. But the bread is more than that. The wheat field needs clouds and sunshine. So in this slice of bread there is sunshine, there is cloud, there is the labor of the farmer, the joy of having flour, and the skill of the baker. And then miraculously there is bread. The whole cosmos has come together so that this piece of bread can be in your hand. You don't need to do a lot of hard work to get this insight. You only need to stop letting your mind carry you away without worrying, thinking, and planning. So that's kind of the general idea of that mindfulness, is just thinking of what goes into that particular thing that you're thinking about and focusing on that rather than a million other things. There's another section called Your Body Belongs to the Earth. In modern life, people tend to think their bodies belong to them, that they can do anything they want to themselves. But your body is not only yours. Your body belongs to your ancestors, your parents, and future generations. It also belongs to society and to all the other living beings, the trees, the clouds, the soil, and every living thing brought about the presence of your body. We can eat with care, knowing we are caretakers of our bodies rather than their owners. That's where it gets a little Buddhist, and maybe it's a little bit difficult to understand those concepts, but I think the more you hear them, the more they're kind of comforting, knowing that you're part of something bigger than just you. And when you think of food in this way, in a much more like a bigger way, you know, it has more to do than just the food or the eating or the energy or whatever. When you think of it having more to do with just those things, it becomes more important to you. It becomes bigger. It becomes more than just rushing through a meal to get to the next activity that you're doing. It becomes also an activity of your day that's also important. So just some thoughts to think about. I'm gonna leave that here. I've got more to read here. I'm gonna keep reading this book, and I'll keep giving you guys the messages as I come across them. I think this is really nice. Think about food in this way, and maybe if we think about it this way, we could have less issues with it. We could get over some of the difficulties and challenges that we have that come around eating, especially in the country I live in. So let me know down below what you think about these little messages here, if these are interesting to you, if this is super boring. I would love to know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you deeply. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That's how you show back that appreciation. I will see you tomorrow. Bye!